Hey internets, I'm Rev, and you should come with us as we finally hear from the Star Citizen devs. We get an update for No Man's Sky, and return to the spiritual successor of the NES with Shovel Knight. We've got some fucking cute monsters on cell phone telephones, get lost in a field of corn, survive the urban jungle. I hope you had a great holiday meal for those of you that do that sort of thing, because you're going to be burning those calories tonight while marching with us at episode 112 of Indie Game Riot on our new streaming home here at Twitch.
Indie Game Riot! Hey everybody, this is episode 112. I am Josh, and I'm here with Rev and Tech.
Yes.
On Twitch, as Rev stated in his intro.
So weird.
Yeah, we switched. It's a difficulty curve of some proportion.
Because apparently switching just switching.
Well, not only have we
Decides
switched
to
to Twitch,
break
but I've
everything.
also switched to OBS Studio instead of OBS Classic.
Which has never
So-
given me any problems.
I don't. Well, your internet sucks right now, or something, because you're the only one that's fucking up, and I don't care about that. I mean, we can still hear you fine, so that's, I guess, the most important thing.
Right.
But anyway, so yep, this is episode 112, and we got a lot of news because we took off last week due to Thanksgiving. For those of us that celebrates specifically the American riders, and even then, certain pretentious people do what do you call it? Is that you that gives a fucksgiving, like, or something like that?
We do Hatesgiving, but
Hatesgiving.
that's a get together among our chosen family. Okay, so I'll go first then.
Okay. Cool.
I'll go first then. All right. So Hatesgiving, like most of the people that I associate with in my daily life and in my hobby, in my combat hobby, we don't have a whole lot of family that we get along with, and so that's kind of why we've turned to each other for help and support. And the holidays have always been a piece of shit holiday. Like, just because it's a holiday, family, and we hate our families, so we started having Hatesgiving as a way for those of us in that situation to get together and have some fun with the people that we choose to be associated with, rather than the people that we're biologically associated with. So it's less cynical and pretentious, and more a way for us to get some emotional sustenance out of a fucking piece of shit holiday that, while everybody else is spending time with their loved ones, we don't have.
And,
so there's
and at
that.
the end, everyone just fucks the turkey.
Yeah, we just hate fuck the hell out of the turkey. No, we don't. But so what else has been going on? There was that. 2 days before that, I got let go from my job. That was awesome. So if you're watching this and in California and you need a systems administrator / virtualization engineer, feel free to hit me up, and I'll send you a copy of my resume. But
IGR.
yeah.
The new monster.com.
Yeah.
Hey, if I can't use the stuff that we work on for a little bit of self-promotion, like, what the fuck's the point?
Very good point.
Now you have more time to do IGR stuff for free.
You're absolutely right. Minus the whole, like, I have exactly 2 weeks to find a job so that I can find 2 weeks to be able to pay rent. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that out, Tech, how was your weekend? 2 weeks.
It's been pretty good. My phone. So this is the phone. I had a Moto G version 1.
Mm-hmm.
And here it is, and I'm holding it. I'm like, man, I remember this phone, but it feels a little weird because I've switched recently, and it was having the issue of, I would have it in my pocket and I'd pull it out and I'd hit the button to go on, and it wouldn't turn on. And I'd hold it to turn it on, and it wouldn't turn on. If I plugged it in, it was like, yeah, you have full battery. Yeah, you could turn the phone on, and then I can unplug it and it'll stay on. And then if I leave it off, like screen off for too long, it would not turn back on. And I'm like, fuck it. I've had this phone for like 3 years. Let's get a new one. I was gonna get the upgraded version of the Moto G, and I ended up getting the Moto X Pure, and it's huge, and the speakers on it are ridiculous, and I can wave my hand and turn the camera on, which is kind of awesome. But today's Jesse's birthday also. So happy birthday, Jesse!
And you got yourself a present with a phone.
Yeah, I did. Well, that was a few days ago. Oh well, no. What she got as a present was her muffler fell off yesterday. So that was fun.
Car repairs.
Yeah, car repairs.
What do you want for Christmas? A functioning vehicle.
Yeah, it's like what do I?
Your car's like happy birthday, asshole.
Yeah, it's like yeah. Could you just like pay this bill? That's all we want. It's like, hey, you know, we need like $100 for a new muffler, please.
Yeah.
Other than that, just sort of, I guess chilling, trying to chill. I've been feeling kind of gross, kind of sick, but I mean, nothing like.
You don't want to talk to me about sick, man.
Oh, you've been sick. Tell them about how sick you've been.
Perpetual sickness over the past 2 weeks, and so we got like a stomach flu for like a week, like one after the other. Like one would get it and then get better, and immediately the next one would get sick. Just went through all four of us, and that was all like the week leading up to Thanksgiving. And then once we got to Thanksgiving, luckily, Thanksgiving in itself was okay. Like Thursday, we actually didn't do anything on Thursday because fucking assholes that make people work on Thursday.
Yeah.
But we did on Friday. We made it on Thanksgiving, and then immediately following that, everyone got colds, and I'm still getting over a cold. And it's probably, for all I know, I probably had 3 colds in a row, and they just all run together. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably if I sound gross, my voice sounds scratchy or deep or stuffed up or anything like that. That's why, and I apologize for that. That's why. So that. It's basically just been sickness over the past 2 weeks. And working on some IGR stuff. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about, but I'm saving it for the news. Like I'm resisting temptation to talk about it now.
Well, then let's do the news.
Yeah, let's do that whole indie news injection thing.
Are you bored with the same old games?
Yeah.
Why, then give yourself an indie news injection.
Thanks, Indie Games.
This week on Indie News Injection, first, some news about Indie Game Riot and stuff that we do. Real quick, if you haven't noticed, for those of you listening to the recorder version, we mentioned it earlier, but just to reiterate, we are now on Twitch instead of Hitbox because of reasons. So follow us on twitch.tv/Indie Game Riot, and you get notified when we go live, and you can do that sort of stuff, and maybe someday we'll get partnered. Who knows?
And if you follow us, there'll be a little update thing on the screen, which is neat. So
we can use those Streamlabs like alerts now is what he's talking about, I think. So we couldn't do that with Hitbox really. I don't know. I tried once and it was like weird for Hitbox. But anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't work with Hitbox yet. But you know.
Yeah. So the other thing that we're talking about that's involved with Indie Game Riot Tech.
Yes. The other thing we're talking about is that we're probably in buffering hell, by the way. Another thing is Riot of the Year is going on right now. Go to indiegameriot.com and go to scroll down for the Riot of the Year. It is pinned on the front page, so click that, and we want you to vote for the favorite game that we have selected out of all the games that we have talked about that have fully released since last November. The current titles are Turmoil, Poncho, Nelly Kudalat, Inside, Zombie Vikings, Nuclear Throne, Salt and Sanctuary, Shardlight, Nomoria, Hyperlight Drifter, Close, Stardew Valley, That Dragon Cancer, Kingdom, and SteamWorld Heist. And if you couldn't remember every single one of those, that's okay, because the list is on IndieGameRiot.com. Not only that, but you can also enter for a chance to win a pack of 5 awesome indie games.
And if you call now, you'll get a free...
Billy Mays here, breaking your back. Seriously, though. You get Poncho, Turmoil, Punch Club, Speedrunners, and Home Improvisation. All those games are absolutely awesome. You have 19 days as of the recording of this video, or a few days after this. You'll be able to check. It's on IndieGameRiot.com. Go check it out. have fun, and participate in something that's been going on for 3 years and has been tons and tons and tons of fun.
Yeah.
You
know what else is hopefully tons and tons and tons of fun?
Stardev.
Star Citizen is hopefully tons of fun, and not like the next No Man's Sky bullshit that happens. But the good news is that they are now communicating a lot more and they're being more transparent as far as their release schedule. A lot of times you kind of like wonder what the fuck's happening with these games, especially, and it gets worrisome because of how much money, in particular, this game has received.
And 4 years, and the fact that over 100 million, I think.
Yeah, it's a lot. So basically, they're going to be starting with, I think, Alpha 2.6. They're going to be sharing their internal development schedule on a weekly basis.
Wow.
So no more wondering what the hell's happening with them.
I wonder how long it's going to take for them to not do that.
About
how many weeks? How many
half months?
I'll be honest with you. Like ever since, and I'm not trying to be a killjoy or be really.
Oh no, we should
grumpy.
be. We should be. On this.
I had a friend of mine. This came out back when I was like graduating high school, and I had a friend of mine who was younger than me who saw this game, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I donated like $50. Like I'm super excited. It's gonna be the best game ever." And I'm looking at it, I'm like, "It's never gonna come out. Yeah, it's never coming out." And that was 4 years ago. And every single time I hear about it, I'm like, they're close, but it's been 4 years and they have tons and tons of problems. Like I want it to be good. Like this game sounds like the funnest fucking game you'd ever play, right? Yeah. But you have to sort of temper your enthusiasm for this kind of thing and like see it for what it is. And just months ago, we talked about a big article talking about how the developers are having major issues and communication problems, and people aren't trusting the guy who's steering the ship. And but they are trying to take steps.
The nice thing is that with them doing this, outside of the pessimism of when are they going to stop doing it, is that if they're doing this, that means they've gotten their act together. Because remember, like we talked about not that long ago about how they're so disorganized and all that sort of shit. Not being led very well. So if they're doing this, then maybe they got their shit together, at least for now.
We'll see.
Well, it's sort of like,
we'll see.
But come on. So plenty of people, and I'm just going to use us as an example because it's the easiest one.
Right.
It's very easy to say, yeah, we're going to upload a podcast every single week.
Yeah. Indefinitely,
right? And so far, it's been difficult, but we've been able to keep up with that.
Generally.
Most things like this, and it's weird because this is a company and they have hundreds of millions of dollars. But at the same time, like I have this skepticism of they're going to say this and then they're just not going to do it 1 week, and then they're going to do it another week, and then there's going to be like 2 weeks in between, and they're going to be like, here are the 2 updates that we didn't upload, and then it's just going to stop, and everyone's going to be like, where'd they go?
Yeah,
that's what I don't want that to happen. But
no, I'm pretty. The cynic in me, the cynical pragmatic person in me is going to say that's exactly what's going to happen. And I give it about 2 months, maybe 2.5, because in the beginning they were very communicative. Like almost daily they were posting something or responding to somebody on forums or on a subreddit, and it just died. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm getting a very Peter Molyneux type feel out of the whole thing, like not just from the game side of things, but I don't think it's gonna last. Don't think it's going to last, and
they do cover their asses in this blog post that they're quoting this article about how game development is really complicated, so you never really know what's going to happen. But we're going to keep you updated every week and give you our schedules, and then of course that doesn't mean that they're going to stick to the schedule. They're just showing it to you. But hey,
yeah, right. But ultimately, I do really hope that they can do this. And not only that, but it's a great way to keep people interested, right? Because we've been doing the show for like 3 years, and they've been in development for longer than we've been doing the show, and we've only recently had to start talking about them. Like, nobody cared for a certain point.
Well,
like,
for a little while, people just forgot they were doing a thing.
And all of a sudden they're back. Like, that's good, but it's been for some good, some bad reasons. I want them to succeed. I want this game to be awesome.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, you know what else is receiving some money?
A Kickstarter for the weirdest fucking thing in the world.
Well, no, I think the weirdest Kickstarter was the blood donation game. But
No.
this is coming up close.
This is pretty weird. This is you, Tech.
It is.
No, this is you,
No,
Josh.
It's you, Josh.
You switched it on me.
No, he
I
didn't.
told you.
You grabbed it. You grabbed it.
And then I was like, I'll give it to Josh.
All right, well,
there you go, Josh.
It's your fault. Anyway, so what we're talking about is Outlast 2 devs, Red Barrels, have a Kickstarter running, currently 5 days at the time of this recording, left on it, for their invention called Underscares, which is an adult diaper for those of you who shit your pants while playing their game. They're looking for just over 30,000 American dollars, because I think they are Canadian? Yes, they are Canadian. They're looking for just over 30,000 American dollars. They're not quite
About halfway there.
Almost halfway.
It's probably because people don't want to admit that. Yeah, I bought a diaper.
That's why people aren't. They're like, well, what am I gonna like? Because who's really shitting their pants when they play this game other than Rev? So I think they're at a limited demographic here. But the idea of it is
Hey, man,
funny, and
marketing,
I appreciate it.
Maybe they didn't really have any intention to actually do it, and they were like, if we make $30,000, we'll be able to do it, right? But they're like, if
Probably.
not,
I mean, it's marketing. It had
We're
to
talking
start
about
off as a joke.
yeah, exactly. It must have been. But they
I
spent
do
it.
want it to happen.
It's a really good marketing joke, though.
I'd get
It's
one
hilarious.
just to have one, like not to wear,
video-
obviously, but
Yeah, I'd hang it up, be like, oh yeah, that's my diaper for when I feel like Rev would need one of those.
nothing like having an adult diaper with an upside down cross on it.
And a
Yeah.
cell phone pouch.
But hey, just remember
Is that what
that
that
this one is so strong that it'll absorb paintballs.
Oh,
Shoot it with paintballs.
What is it,
Instead of the
Kevlar?
normal adult diapers. I don't know, dude. You don't need Kevlar to stop paintballs.
So for their thing, you can their minimum tier is at $4 American dollars, $5 Canadian. You just basically get a thanks. To get the actual diaper, you would need the basic, because they have 3 levels of Underscares. They have a do-it-yourself kit where they send you printable outlines so you can make your own diaper. They have a basic, and then they have a, what do they call it? Deluxe.
Deluxe.
So you get the printouts for $10, 10 Canadian, which is 7 American, or to get the basic, it jumps up to 41 American to get the basic.
Yeah.
But with that, you actually get not only the basic ones, but you also get you get an Outlast 2 Steam key with that.
Yes. Or if you donate $6,666 or 4,956 American, you get 6 pairs of the deluxe diapers, 6 Steam keys, 6 sewable patches, and
they have a chapel that they set up at was it PAX or something?
Yeah, PAX East.
Yeah, they set it up at PAX East, and so this thing is like an actual room. I'm pretty sure it's like set up like a tent, but it's shaped like the chapel in the game, I guess.
Right.
And it's like
you can see it.
It's a big like you can go, you can walk into this thing, and there's only one person that can do this, and it's going to take up your room. So if you're going to get this, have space for it, because that's why no one's gotten it yet. But hey, it's cool that they're giving that away. That's a one of a kind item. And if you have space for it, you can probably afford it, I guess.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Underscares. Go support them, because I would love to see this funded.
You know what else everybody loves to see? Everyone's favorite exploration game.
Yeah.
Minecraft?
News called No Man's Sky.
Offers many benefits.
Jesus, GameSpot.
Only this time we actually might be talking about something that's somewhat positive, which is that No Man's Sky has just released the update that a few people wanted, I guess. You can make bases and you can set home planets. And it also adds different difficulty modes. So you have like normal mode and creative mode and I think it's like a hardcore mode where it's like everything is
survival mode.
It's like survival. Yeah, survival mode.
Survival mode is brutal, by the way. It is hard to do. Like even just getting to because you know how you like start like a kind of a distance from your ship.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it's even just getting to your ship, you're probably gonna die.
I will say that one of the really cool things is like you finally have. It's finally added kind of a point, I guess, where you can like farm and craft and do all the things.
The base building is super cool to me. I mean, I always like that in games anyway. But I was wondering, like, how are you going to do that when you're like fucking hours and hours and hours away, like literal hours of travel time? You know what I mean? And so that they actually added that you can these little transport spots, so you can go from whatever space station that you're at to back to your base wherever you decide to build it, and you can take down your base for basically full refund of all your resources that you put into it, so that you can move it somewhere else if you find a planet that you like better, which is also
not only that, but they also fixed motion blur, and
there's a whole slew of bugs. Like I'm reading over the list, and it's like there is easily 100 or more things that they've worked on.
A lot of the graphical changes are minor, but you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference. Not just the motion blur, but or the anti-aliasing, but also there's these like little things they did with color differences in the game, like the grass like is kind of like goes between different colors, and it's just, it used to be, you notice the difference when you play it. Like it sounds stupid when you're saying it, but you notice the difference.
Now, if only they could
also stackable inventories. Thank God.
Yeah, but if only they could fix the shit where you have to click and hold the mouse button to select anything.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
In like the menus and shit?
Click and hold?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
You can't just click.
It's been a little while since I played because I've been pissed off, but I'm meaning to jump back in, so
They need to, I mean, like, they fixed a lot of shit. Same game, though. Still No Man's Sky. If you didn't refund it, maybe now's your chance.
I don't know. And this is called the Foundation Update, so they're planning on building on this, which is also an exciting thing. Because this is pretty. No matter what, this is still a big improvement, and if this is the base of that improvement that they're planning on, it's good. It's a good sign, and at least they didn't fucking abandon this game like it looked like they were doing.
Yeah, except for the fact that they charge.
It's still not worth $60.
It's less that it's not worth $60, and more that they charge $60 for an early access game that wasn't listed as early access.
Right. And once they put the shit in that they were supposed to put in, then maybe, but
it's like it's like this or the new Red Dead Redemption game coming out. It's like people are going to go somewhere else, unfortunately. But maybe they can salvage it. Maybe they can use this and make it better. So
yeah.
All right.
Speaking of award-winning games.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So the Game Awards recently happened. Last year when we talked about this, God damn it, this fucking GameSpot shit. Fuck you. Sorry.
Yeah, dude, I hate GameSpot. GameSpot's the worst.
By the way, this is a mature audience only, sir.
Ad block is a thing. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You can ad block my dick in your mouth.
No.
I don't know how that works, but
GameSpot like automatically plays like video on their page.
No, I have an ad block that destroys that.
Anyway,
that's weird because.
So anyway, last year when we talked about it, indie games kind of ruled it, especially if you considered like CD Projekt Red to be indie studio. This year, not so much. Overwatch and Uncharted 4 kind of took a lot of stuff. But the indies
which I don't get.
The indies that were there, Game of the Year, there was only one indie that was nominated, and that was Inside, which personally I don't think was Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I was talking with my roommates about this last night,
Not even Indie Game of the
and
Year.
yeah, like we were talking about it, and it was literally Limbo was a better game.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
no, I don't know about that.
Though? But you have to think of it like this though: is that Inside was, if Inside came out first, people would think that Inside was better. The thing is that Limbo was a new experience for gamers.
I think Inside was a better game. It's just compared to everything else that came out this past year, I don't think so.
Inside's one of those titles that just doesn't stick out to me. But you also have to consider the fact that this is big corporate.
No, and I think that's ultimately the problem, the part that I have issue wrapping my head around, where it's like, some of the games that we've seen, that we've played, that we've talked about, are absolutely phenomenal, and it is good to see some of them getting recognition. One of my favorite games of the year was recognized for an award.
To move on, because we got a lot of stuff to go through.
Right.
Best narrative, narrative and art direction, things like that. Indie games tend to do pretty well. Best narrative, there were 3 out of the 5 games were indie. It was Firewatch, Inside, and Oxenfree. Uncharted 4 won, which a good narrative, but and we talked about this last night, the three of us. I really think Oxenfree should have won that. Not only was the story in-game good, but they added a whole other alternate reality game outside of that, where they set up real phone numbers, real websites, and things like that you can get in contact with, emails, and all kinds of weird stuff that you have to look into. Those code crackers, like the people that love that kind of shit. They set up this whole big network of crazy conspiracy shit outside of the game, and that adds all into that story and sucks you in. How can that lose? I don't know.
Not only that, but like even in terms of dude, I don't know. It's moneybags. Because
Uncharted is a 13-hour snooze fest, and it's hard to make a 13-hour story that was quasi-coherent.
But think about all the games that all these judges had to play, right? That one they were like, oh cool, I can put down the controller for 5 minutes and go and get a beer. It's like Oxenfree, it's like, no, I don't want to pull out my phone and call this shit. No, I don't have time for that. I'm an important person.
I also feel like Uncharted 4's narrative is pretty cookie cutter as far as action games go.
And you play one Uncharted game, you've played every single Uncharted game.
That too. So moving on, best art direction. Again, 3 out of 5 were indies: Abzu, Firewatch, and Inside. Inside won, and I think out of all the 5, including AAA's, Inside was the least. Like, that was my last pick. I don't understand. I don't understand how they won. Like, Firewatch and Abzu's beautiful, but that's because that's the same company that made Journey, and they do that. Firewatch,
they do beautiful games.
I think Firewatch should have won that.
I think that Firewatch did more in terms of art direction than Inside personally, and I don't like
Inside was so simplistic and minimalist, and they did it on purpose. I'm not saying that they suck.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
But
and it's
you can't take you can't just because that's what they do and they did it on purpose doesn't mean that that's amazing art direction. I don't know.
Right.
Like, if you want to talk about amazing art direction, like going down, let's just move on a little bit talking about other indies. We're gonna skip a few. Down for Games of Impact, That Dragon Cancer's art direction was
not really art direction, but was fantastic for what it was doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the same thing as Inside.
That's what I'm saying, is that if you wanted to go that route, why not have this other game even nominated for that instead? Because it used similar themes better, in my opinion.
Well, Games for Impact is almost exclusively MD a lot of times because AAA is too scared to go into these experimental.
Worth it,
but
Impact
That Dragon. This is
line.
one that definitely I agreed with. That Dragon Cancer absolutely deserved Games for Impact award. The other ones were 1979 Revolution, Block Hood, Orwell, and Sea Hero Quest. And the other ones are good nominations too, but That Dragon Cancer definitely deserved that. Best independent game. So the 5 that were there was Firewatch, Hyper Light Drifter, Inside, Stardew Valley, and The Witness. And once again, Inside One. Why? Compared to Hyperlight Drifter and Stardew Valley, really?
Sorry, wait. Which one was this?
Best indie
category?
game.
Best indie game.
Yeah.
I've been looking for it.
Firewatch, Hyperlight Drifter,
Right below-
Stardew Valley,
right
The
below
Witness.
Anyway, Inside One.
You know why? I'm just.
I don't
gonna-
understand it.
It's an inside job. It must be. It's the only. It's like one. It's one of the only two.
It's an inside.
It's one of the
job.
only like 2 indie games that won anything, right?
It's an inside.
Yeah.
job.
It's like Inside and That Dragon Cancer are the only ones that are the only indies that won anything.
Moving
Well,
on,
technically,
some other
Pokemon
ones.
Go.
No.
No. Well, I don't know.
Niantic? Yeah, they're
Google?
an independent.
Oh,
Yeah,
No,
but we don't
no,
include
no.
licensed shit.
That all of no way. They're Google.
Anyway, moving on to some other stuff. See, best RPG.
You can look at the
fighting game.
we could talk about this all day. You can look at the whole list.
Yeah, I'm looking at see if there's
They
any
get
other ones that
frustrated
would,
with
like-
us because we think that there are tons of better games because we're the hipster indie people who like
We're
loving all the
pretentious
shit that
douches.
nobody likes.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything else
that's
is
what
pretty
it
much AAA or don't care.
Yeah.
So, but
I
that's
mean,
that was the
Cap-
big news from the Game
Yeah.
Awards.
Definitely.
Yep. All right. Also, from the Video Game Awards 2016, we have one of my favorite NES spiritual successor games, Shovel Knight, and they have just announced that they are going to also be releasing Shovel Knight: Spectre of Torment. It's a prequel to the existing Shovel Knight. No, Nintendo is not indie. However, Yacht
Technically,
Club's
they are
games.
actually.
Well,
Technically
yeah.
speaking.
Technically speaking, we also have a budgetary limit in terms of what's readily accessible to
Yeah.
them.
So
which is
Niantic
why,
isn't then.
Yeah,
If you include that, they had a lot of backing.
that's true. I hadn't thought of that. But Yacht Club Games is an independent studio, and we don't have a whole lot of news about it, but it does add new enemies, new abilities, and bosses, and still keeps that same lovable kind of retro-inspired design. And they're aiming for spring of 2017 for the release, which means they've been working on this basically since we met them shortly after Shovel Knight came out. Moving right along, we also have, for those of you that are in the game dev sphere, Ludum Dare is opening up in a week. Like
Woo.
from this.
Ludum Dare always comes out with really good game jam games that turn into
Really
like
good
actual
real games?
full-fledged games
Yeah.
that end up getting big.
Mm-hmm.
Like just off the top of my head, Surgeon Simulator was one.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
obviously a huge game, and they went on to make some other really big games too off of that. Based, from that, the money they made from that.
So Ludum Dare 37, you can actually check it out at. They're updating their website and they're doing some transition stuff, but ldjam.com, and you can check them out there.
Did they announce the theme yet?
I have not seen a theme yet.
Probably not, because they don't want people.
It
to
looks as though tomorrow, December 4th, the theme voting takes place. And then
Oh, yeah, there it
on the
is.
7th, and then on the 7th, the final theme voting happens, and then on the 9th, it starts.
Yep. So go if there's a particular theme that you want to do, make sure you go vote.
Yes.
So yeah, and that's that. Okay, so this next section, we do need to preface slightly. It is the IndieBox unboxing. We are partners with IndieBox. We have an affiliate link on our site. You can check it out, and you get a little bit of a discount, I believe, and we get a little bit of a kickback on that. I, however, pay for this out of my own pocket. And despite enjoying them in general and being partnered with them, that does not stop me from expressing my displeasure with them when they deserve it. So, all of that being fair warned,
Crossing fingers,
this month's,
this is a good one.
yeah, I'm hoping so, because
It
the
was an
last one
improvement
was
last
good.
month, yeah.
Yeah. This one, I will say, the game is absolutely fantastic. I've been enjoying the hell out of it despite its ridiculous difficulty curve. And that game is Jotun. And it is... you're playing Thora, a Viking warrior who died in an inglorious death and must prove herself to the gods in order to enter Valhalla. You're exploring vast regions of Norse purgatory to find runes to unleash the Jotun, giant Norse elementals. You fight them using your massive two-handed axe, the blessings of the gods, and your skills. I'm about 3 sections in, and it's kind of intense. So, let's see what... Oh, this is so cool already!
Haven't heard that in a long time.
Right?
I do like the box art.
Yeah, the box art's really...
Clean.
Like, that's one of the Jotuns, I believe.
Jotun.
Jotun. Oh, and one of the cool things about this game, I will say, one of the coolest things about this game is that... it's not in English like the menu is and the subtitles are, but everything else is in Icelandic, I believe. And so hearing them talk in this alternative language for the entire game is really kind of cool. Adds a lot to it. All right, so this one's actually a bit sparse in terms of content, but I really like the themed indie box sticker.
Save that for your new work desk.
Yeah, when I
what
get
happened
to
to all
that.
your old stickers?
I was able to... I never actually managed to get them onto the desk. They were just at the desk, so now I have a pile of them.
At least they didn't get lost.
Yeah, here is Jotun, the installation disc.
Oh man, I like the disc. I do.
I don't know.
I'm one of the only
I'm still an
people.
advocate for the USB things.
Yeah. Especially since I used the Steam code, I don't need the install disc. I like the USB.
Yeah.
Because the
Here
USB things
is-
were like something you could put on a shelf if you wanted to.
The official soundtrack,
Sounds really
which was composed by Max LL, and does a really, really good job of maintaining the theme of the game. Instruction manual, one of the best parts of any indie box. And then that's essentially it. And I say essentially, it's not entirely, because here's the disc case art as well.
See, that's something that's kind of fun, is that you do get a case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the same. I know it's not the same.
It's not, and I'm
But like
sure I'll
getting
get
a good
over
quality,
it eventually.
getting a good quality case is kind of nice. You know, like it.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It's just
I know.
it could be better.
If only they had like an option, right, where you could be
yeah.
why don't I just pay more a month and I get a cool instead of the disc, I get a USB stick.
Like an
right?
extra $5.
Yeah,
I
an
like-
extra $5 a month
I like that.
just to
All
cover
right.
that cost. Yeah.
The next bit is the Valhalla edition. What do they call it? The Valknut keychain. So this is real leather.
Ooh.
That is. It looks like it's stamped. And then this is actually the Valknut emblem in here is actually metal that is embedded into the leather. So I
Nice.
assume they
Are you gonna
punched
use
that
it?
in. Possibly not. My keychain is already pretty hefty, but I might display it. And then the other object that they did, and if I can get this out of here, is... Oh no, please don't break. There we go.
That'd be really something if it just broke right there.
Right there. Snap. Is a little figurine of the main character.
Goth.
I don't know if you can see
Neat.
her helmet has that. She has her two-handed
Ooh,
battle
comes with
axe.
the-
Her double-headed
How's the paint on
Is
that?
it like...
Because
can you-
that's a really easy thing to fuck up.
Is it
a
jointed?
good paint job.
No,
Looks like
it's just a standing
it's,
figurine.
Okay.
It's a solid piece. The painting is not bad. Very few blemishes.
Cool.
The eyes seem a little bit odd, but
I mean, those are.
Yeah, like it's a tiny detail there, and it doesn't look bad from further than 3 inches away from my face. Yeah. And I can't get the axe into her hand. There we go. So yeah, there's her.
Nice.
Holding up her axe. So yeah, it wasn't as filled of things as I would have liked, but everything that is in was in good quality, and I'm totally okay with this box. Like I have no complaints about it whatsoever, and it's a great
I still
game.
like last month's better.
Fair enough. You're entitled to that. I was less impressed with the toothbrush than I am the keychain. But yeah, so that's
is neat.
So that was October's, and November's is just shipped. So I should be getting that box here in the very near future as well.
Well, you know what else is coming in the very near future?
Riots?
Yeah, starring the Riot. This week on Starring the Riot, we are talking about a very strange game that you could probably call it almost like it's an adventure game, almost like a point and click almost, but in the 3D first person way. Anyway, it is called Maize. Maize is about. God damn it! Hold on.
Is there something wrong?
Yeah, it's because I had it set up from yesterday. It like reset everything, so I had to go through like I had to mute it again and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, here we go. Back to Maize. Maize, you are an unknown person walking. You wake up in a cornfield, and a sentient piece of corn or corn stalk, I should say, is staring down at you. And the aesthetic of this game comes off as unsettling.
That's a good way of putting it.
At least to me, it does. It's not. I mean, it's like an undertow of creepiness.
You know what it is? It's because it's weird.
Yeah,
that's why
it's very
weird.
off. And it creates an undertow of creepiness, although it is not a horror game at all. It's actually quite funny. The writing in this is very well done, and it's made me chuckle several times throughout playing the game. But anyway, you wake up in this cornfield and you just go. It gives you little tooltip tutorial type things as you're walking. To give an example of the humor of that too is that during some of the tooltips, it tells you like what different buttons do. And it's like Q does absolutely nothing, and then as you're going through the game, it keeps bringing it back up. Like Q still does nothing, by the way. If you're still pressing Q, stop it. That sort of stuff. So it's that kind of humor.
There's also puzzles and stuff that you got to complete.
Yeah, so it's one of those games where you find stuff to help you progress through the game. And you take something and you push it into something else and you progress. That sort of game.
Yeah.
I'm wondering because of the humor, so the very first item that you find is an English muffin, like an old stale English muffin, right?
Okay.
I still have not used it. And I'm starting to wonder if that is just something that has no purpose and they just put in there to fuck with you. Yeah, because it seems like that would be their kind of humor.
I'm wondering if this has some like Space Quest bullcrap where if you don't do everything perfectly, you can't win.
No, I don't. No, it's. I think it's more on rails than that. Like it does a pretty good job of like not letting you progress until you get it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? It's not like go where you want. Like you'll see certain areas that have like orange boxes stacked up in the path. That's basically their way of saying they're like orange shoe boxes. I don't know why, but that's their way of saying like you can't go here yet. And then once you do something, and then the boxes will go away.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now you're in a cornfield. You end up in like some underground facility, and there's story involved without me trying to spoil it. And there's more corn, and there's a teddy bear.
Let me just say this right from the beginning. The limited, just based on that boxes thing, that's bad game design, guys. Like
I don't know. I don't know if it's laziness or if that's part of their humor as well. Because it's so overtly like big bright orange neon boxes right in your path. You can't move them, and I feel like I don't know if it's laziness in the design or if it's just. I'm not even
necessarily like whether it's laziness or it's their sense of humor to do that. It's still bad design. You shouldn't need an unsurmountable wall in order to stop your players from going somewhere. Like there should be a way to do that without causing issue. But I mean, outside of that, I don't really have any gripes about this.
They do that in like half of the game though. Like for instance, like the underground facility I was telling you about. Uh-huh. There's a door that you end up walking past as you're going through the cornfield, and it's like you have to have 3 items in order to open the door. It's part of the puzzle, you know. So that is a way to keep them from going there until you have everything that you need. Until
it's time.
Right?
Exactly.
But so like half the time they have things like that, and the other half the time it's just like wall. You know, so
here's some more shoot boxes for you. Yeah. No, I think it's bad design where they might have just designed themselves into a corner. But I mean, I don't it doesn't strike me as being a failure per se. Rephrase. It does strike me as a failure in the design, but it doesn't strike me as a detraction from the game. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I didn't. It's not technically what like, and I know games could be considered art, so there aren't any, should, woulds, could haves. But to be fair, there are better options that would, in most cases, enhance that experience.
And I didn't when I found the walls and stuff like that, I wasn't like, what the fuck? It was just like, okay, well, let's go somewhere else. And in a way I appreciate it, because sometimes with these games you get really frustrated. You're like, where am I? What am I doing? What do I need to do? Yeah. And they actually I don't know, they kind of straddle a line of like making it too easy on you, or just easy enough so that you don't get pissed off. Because between the walls telling you, basically corralling you, like, and telling you where to go, and even like with the items, if you each item you're seeing on screen now, they have like these little descriptions, and in the descriptions it gives you basically a hint of how to use it.
Right.
And some of them are pretty overt, and some of them are more subtle. Like there was a hand, like a severed hand with a glove on it, and I needed to take the glove off, but it was stuck on there. And I didn't get that for a while, so I was actually stuck for a few minutes, and then it clicked. I was like, oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. But it was more because that was it was like the only thing I could do. But I haven't complained about it, because like I said, I hate raging in puzzle games. I hate getting stuck because I get really frustrated. I'm like, fuck it, I'm done.
So in the question on along that vein, have you run into any puzzles in which you found yourself sitting there questioning, like, what the fuck were they thinking? Because that's a very common thing when you're dealing with a puzzle game, like the puzzle adventure games. Like sometimes you just have to kind of go
nonsensical shit.
I have to attach the porcupine to the bathtub brush.
You're seeing right now on screen where they're doing something with. They found like a thing that needs a fuse, like it was a fuse box, and that was kind of weird because what was it? Oh. So, if you don't want to know the solution to this puzzle, it's not like a huge spoiler or anything. It's just part of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Basically, you don't, like, I'm going around looking for a fuse or something like that. At some point, you end up pulling out a rusted nail from somewhere, and that's what you use as a fuse. Like, I guess the logic is that it bridges the gap.
Right, but that's like a thing that you do in real life.
I'm not aware of that. Why would I be like, rusty nail, fuse box. Of course, this is a perfectly acceptable fuse.
It's a conductor. It acts as a fuse. Mind you, it'll burn the house down in a few days.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's not.
But
To me, that's not logical.
It's a quick temporary fix.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not a quick
it's
temporary fix because it stays on the entire time. But anyway, that was kind of something I was like, really? Some like the worst thing I could really say with the puzzles is maybe there might be a couple of times where it's kind of trivial. Like you're like, why make me do this? You know, it just felt like it was just like too.
But it keeps everything entertaining with the writing, right?
Well, yeah, the writing's fantastic.
That's the important thing.
Writing's fantastic. Yeah. Like at some point you find out that there are experiments going on, and there's these two guys that were like basically overseeing everything, and they like argue back and forth with each other through Post-it notes. Right. So right. You know, and it's pretty funny. Especially once you discover like the two different personalities of those people. But I mean. Those are minor gripes because, like I said, I'm overall entertained and I am actually currently stuck. So it's not easy to the point where I'm just flying through it. Some of the puzzles are super easy, but some of them are like right now. I'm actually not sure what I need to do. I don't know if it's because I can't find something that I'm supposed to have found, or if it's because I'm just not putting two and two together. But right. I am stuck right now. But I haven't raged yet or anything like that. It was just I was stuck and I was like, oh, I gotta be done anyway. I got to go do something. So
yeah, cool.
I haven't gone back to it since.
So Maize, I just had it up. I believe it is on. Games. It is on sale right now on Steam for $17.99. You can also get it at the Humble. Normally $19.99. You can also pick it up from the Humble store. It is for Windows only.
I really do enjoy the aesthetic of this game, though.
Yes.
I'm not even sure what you would call it because it's not. Because it's almost like.
It's almost cartoony.
Well, it's almost like one of those Tim Burton stop motions, but not stop motion. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to explain it. It's very realistic, but at the same time, it's just off enough to make you feel uncomfortable. Like I don't know how else to explain it. But I do enjoy it, and it matches the feel of this game very well. So, great job, Finish Line Games, for Maize.
Yes.
Officially released just 2 days ago as of this recording. It's December 1st, 2016.
It's
pick it up.
Amazing.
What else is back?
Peep Show.
We're gonna go get high at the Peep Show.
What?
Please give all your attention to Early Access.
This week on Peep Show, we have a game called HighRisers. It's from Solar Powered Games out of Munich, and it is a 2D build and explore urban survival RPG, as they said it, and I honestly can't say it better myself. Basically, you are in control of a group of survivors that are in this massive urban center that up until about a month ago was a nice, healthy, bustling town, and then everybody died, and now there are a lot of zombies. And you have to survive by building fortifications and researching technologies and crafting new devices to make things go faster or easier. And you have to fight a bunch of different types of zombies and go through this story, and you have to hop between high rises and see how much stuff you can like carry onto your ship, because there's a big management, a big tech tree, but it's also big on the combat and the voice acting.
I like
this
the combination
is
of game mechanics in this between the
it's
tower defense type
enough.
stuff and
exactly
and the real time combat and the party management.
Yep. Because if it was just party management in a high rise with the fortifications and stuff, crafting. I'm like, I could even with a little bit of crafting, I would be like, well, I played this on Newgrounds 10 years ago, right? But
yeah.
But with the addition of the sprawling city that you have to like explore and move to, and then the research trees. But it's not just, from what I can gather, it's not just one research tree. It's research trees for each character. And so the characters are learning different things, and those different things have interactions with other characters. So one character has to learn how to keep your vertibird, I'm just going to call it that because I can't remember what it's called, cool, right? And once you know how to do that and you build a lathe, then one of the guys will be able to build jet thrusters, so you'll be able to carry more weight in your helicopter, right? So you have to sort of like manage all these other things, but on top of that, every single night, a horde of zombies comes up, and it's ready to just fucking cut you up and kill you. And it's very interesting looking. The pixel art is top notch.
They're currently on their Kickstarter. Is 19 days to go. They're looking for $53,381 American, and they're currently at $24,819.
And they're actually at $24,900. Oh wow, it's going down. What?
Maybe someone's card got canceled or something like that. Who knows? But anyway,
so you can for $15 you get a digital copy of the game. You can also get the digital art book and the soundtrack for $16 gets you the game. $37 gets you the deluxe game with the soundtrack and everything. All the way up to $530,
which is their last one.
Yeah, they put it real simple. It's like, you can give us $1, you can get the game, you can get the soundtrack, or you can give us $500, right? And 3 people have already donated $500.
And that gives you all of the previous rewards, so you'd get to design an unlockable technology in the game.
Yes, which is pretty great.
Yeah, it's not a bad deal.
This is kind of interesting about the developer. So they make this game, but as a second source of income, they sell clean electricity generated through photovoltaic cells, solar panels. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, they could just say that.
They're from Germany. They have to make everything sound.
It's kind of interesting though that they have like 2 sources of income, like one not being game development.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like Star Citizen people. They do their space shit outside of the game.
Yeah. Or Tim Donnelly working on a time machine while he makes games.
Yes, because that provides income.
It does.
They also don't have
eventually.
They don't have like a graphical breakdown of their budget, but basically in one of their in a paragraph they explain that they're using it for fees and taxes first, and then the rest of it goes towards development of the games. To add
primarily
art,
code, and
extra game mechanics and stuff like that.
Can I seriously say that like the animation and the pixel art is so great? Like the way that everything like moves and how every single character has like their own like essence to them. It's really, really nice.
I actually really enjoy the pixel art is nice, but I actually really enjoy the more detailed art that they include with like the character profiles.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's all good. The art.
It's almost like a like an oil painting.
Yeah.
Kind of style
exactly.
Well, that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
But like, there's so much character and polish into what they've shown us so far that I'm very excited and it's
doable with 19 days to go. I mean, they're
Yep, exactly.
They're a little bit more than halfway there.
Yeah. I think I pulled it up in KickTrack, and it's looking like they. I mean, obviously, take that with a grain of salt. It's looking like they will hopefully make their goal. So good luck, Solar Powered Games. We're rooting for you. Make sure to check it out if you think it's something interesting. Back it at $16 for the game. That's not too bad. It's supposed to come out the September in 2017, so about a year, but it's not the worst. It's not the worst. So, HighRisers.
All right. And you know what else is not the worst?
My cell phone bill.
No, that's probably pretty bad because cell phone companies suck.
But it doesn't suck.
Going mobile, I think is where you're going with that.
This This week on Going Mobile, we have some adorable little monsters that just want to take a nap. And Goofy Monsters, Sokoban Land, say that 10 times fast, by Double Hit Games is a mobile puzzle game that is absolutely adorable, has a wonderful soundtrack, and I've probably logged about 6 or 7 hours into it, and I'm very bad at this kind of game. Sliding puzzles are the worst.
I can't wait till you play Vidar.
Right?
No.
I'm not looking forward to that. Well, I am, but no. This one's fairly simplistic in terms of mechanics. It is you're just going to slide your monsters around. They can use other monsters as well as whatever the objects are in game to halt their movement, and then you got to put them into the little squares that make them go to sleep. It's kind of interesting in the fact that I can't seem to figure out whether it's something I'm doing wrong. Maybe it's my phone, but there's like the outside walls. Apparently, I can't get them to slide off of. I can get them to slide alongside, but not away from. But yeah, no, it's a really quick one. You get a up to 3-star rankings based on the amount of time it takes you to do it. Like I said, I'm really bad with this kind of puzzle-based game, so I'm not too far ahead of the video that we're seeing. I think I'm on map 16 or so. Maybe it's 12. Hold on, let me load it up and I'll tell you. But it's made with Unity and is apparently iOS and Android.
It's kind of interesting. I mean, how many mobile games are made with Unity? I'm just asking because I don't know.
Probably a lot.
You think so?
Yeah, Unity 2D. Hell yeah, dude.
Huh.
Oh yeah, of course. Totally.
Entirely plausible. I really don't know, but I would assume it's a lot. At the moment, there are 100 levels. I'm stuck on level 12.
Wow.
But it looks like each one, like the first couple are fairly simple, it's the tutorial levels. I think 12 is the first one that I've like truly struggled with. And it looks like every 20 or so levels, it changes worlds. You're not seeing it on the world map that they're showing in the video, but I'm swiping my way through it, and looks like I'm visiting an alien planet at some point. It'll be interesting. It does have in-app purchases. I have not run into any advertisements thus far in the game, and I'm kind of hoping it stays that way. It is free to download and install, so feel free to do that. And yeah, any questions?
How's the music?
Adorable and whimsical.
Yeah.
And we talked about this at IRX.
Yeah, this was one of the games that we talked about at IRX.
But I think it recently was released. Like, I don't think it was actually fully released during IRX. So, man, IRX is going to happen soon. Or planning, I should say. Man. Anyway, that's reminder.
Cool, I'm not ready.
By the way, this is the end of the show. And just a reminder that there are Riot of the Year games to vote for, and you could possibly win games. 5-pack of indie games, awesome indie games. If you go vote and do some other stuff as well, if you'd like. A lot of you are already like following us on Twitter and all that sort of stuff. By the way, if you like what we do and you want to help us grow and do more stuff, go to patreon.com/Indie Game Riot. Sacrifice one coffee a month, $5, even $1, anything at all. It's really appreciated to help us out. And you can also contact us in different ways. You can go to twitch.tv/Indie Game Riot and chat with us live every Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, assuming no bullshit happens like this first time that we've done it on Twitch. You can also go to Twitter at IGR Podcast or Facebook.com/IGR Podcast, or just email us, contact@IndieGameRiot.com. All this and more is on IndieGameRiot.com. Any last words?
We're on Twitch now. We're on Twitch now.
We're on Twitch.
Twitch is kind of nice. It's different, you know.
We'll see. Like
We'll
we
see.
okay. So a little bit of meta here. We went with Hitbox instead of Twitch for very sound and logical reasons.
Yes.
Unfortunately, a lot of our users that were joining us for the recording sessions were having problems with stuff like the Hitbox app and the Hitbox website and being able to join us for the recorded sessions on Hitbox. So
And everybody uses Twitch already.
Yeah, we're hoping
And,
maybe getting a little bit more exposure from random people stumbling upon us.
Possibly.
I mean, even this
If you're a
episode we
random
had some
person who
people.
stumbled upon us,
Yeah, we
say
had a
hi
couple
on
people.
Twitch.
So I mean, hey, we'll see how it goes. It's probably just a learning curve. And, hopefully figure out what the fuck is going on with the whole issue with the weird choppy streams that we've been having. But this once we figured it out today, it wasn't so bad, other than the occasional buffer, I think. If I'm not mistaken, it was hard for me to actually see the actual stream because
I didn't even. I think I only saw one buffer, and that was between segments. So
Yeah.
So anyway, say your goodbyes.
See you next time, guys.
have a good one, folks.
Doodles.